Hey, y'all. We are gearing up for our project. We are really going to start reading Romeo and Juliet in depth today. Get ready to choose a scene to adapt. But before we get there, where I want to focus us today is on some vocab, um, and some terms related to the techniques authors use to have an effect on their audience and how these details and these techniques shape and refine a story's central idea or theme. So let me explain a little bit. Our mastery check for this lesson today is asking us, how does Shakespeare use the speaker's words and phrases to convey a central idea or a theme about the play to an audience? Explain with text evidence. So in other words, when a character gives a speech, how does Shakespeare, our author, use specific words and specific phrases to give us clues or hints about what the overall message or theme or idea of the play is? And so we're going to talk about how to do that today, and you're going to get a chance to analyze a scene from Romeo and Juliet yourself. And so really quick, I'm going to race through some of this vocabulary so I have more time to talk about my example. So some review vocabulary. You have seen all these terms before. None of them are new. So I'm just going to move my face out of the way if I can get it. There we go. So you've seen all these before. On your note catcher, just fill in the appropriate blanks. Central idea is a big idea or concept explained by a story. Love, for example. Theme is the life lesson or moral message conveyed by a story, and theme is always expressed as a complete sentence. So, for example, love makes people do crazy things would be a theme, where love is just a central idea. Figurative language is language that has meaning beyond the literal definition of the words. LeBron James was on fire in the fourth quarter last night. Was he really? No. He just scored a lot of points. Metaphor is a type of figurative language where the author says one thing but means another. For example, the expression, sometimes in life you got to grab the bull by the horns. Not really. Is an expression that means sometimes in life you got to take control of your problems. And similarly, another type of figurative language where the author says one thing is as or like another thing for the purpose of comparing them. And so that's all review. You've seen that all before. There's posters in the classroom that have these terms on it. They're here in this PowerPoint. They're on your note sheet. Y'all should be good with these. Para mi gente, tengo las definiciones en español también. Puedes repasarlo aquí. Some new vocab for us, too. And these terms I'll spend a little more time with because you haven't maybe seen them before. So we have diction. Diction is the choice or the use of words and phrases in speaking, writing, or acting. So diction is the way the author chooses their words. So, for example, she was mad. Nah, mad's not a good enough word. She was angry. Little better, but still not the word I really want. She was incensed. Perfect. That's the word. That's my diction. I chose that word specifically because that has the exact meaning and connotation and intensity that I want. So that's diction. This process, choosing the exact word you want, is diction. Delivery. So in drama, let me move my face. In like drama, the way an actor says their lines is their delivery. So if they're quiet or loud or emotional or straight-faced, that's their delivery. So the actors, the emotions with which they say their line. And then monologue is when an actor gives a long speech in a scene. A lot of you guys complain that your teachers monologue in class. All they do is talk. And so a monologue is just a long speech that a single actor gives. Damn, Eagles win in overtime? Crazy. Anyways, putting it all together. So I have an example that I want to talk you guys through. And so this, right? Let me just move my face a little bit. Really? This is going well. Hang on. Here we go. So this is what I'm asking you to do. How does Shakespeare use the speaker's words and phrases to convey a central idea or theme about the play to the audience? This question is the same question I'm asking you to answer. And so I'm giving you an example based on this passage here. So the passage goes, "Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night like a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So shows a snowy dove trooping with crows, as yonder lady o'er her fellows shows. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and touching her as make bless my rude hand. Did my heart love till now, forswear its sight, for I never saw true beauty until this night." So this is Romeo's first impression of Juliet. He's standing across the room. He's at the party. He's across the room for her. She's dancing with another guy, but he notices her from across the room, and it's love at first sight. And so this is how he describes her. He describes her like a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear, which is sort of racist, to be honest. But it's saying she stands out like a shiny diamond against the cheek of someone with really dark skin. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So shows a snowy dove trooping with crows, as yonder lady o'er her fellows shows. So we had a shiny diamond against a dark skin here, and then we have more light and dark imagery here. A snowy dove, so that's like a white bird trooping or like flying or being with crows, which are dark black birds. So Juliet is like the one white bird in the flock of black ones. He goes on to say she teaches the torches to burn bright, so more kind of like light and day, night and dark type of imagery. He also says when the song is over, so the measure done, I'll watch where she's at, and then I'll stand in the same. I'll watch what she touched, and then I'll touch it too. And so I'll make bless my rude hand. So just by standing where she stood and touching what she's touched, he'll get close to her. Did my heart love till now, forswear its sight? I never saw true beauty until this night. So it's love at first sight for Romeo. And so how does this work? So Romeo's diction in this monologue, and I'm highlighting the vocab words that I'm using, helps convey the central idea of love, because Romeo's in love at first sight. At least he thinks he's in love at first sight. And it underlines the fact that they're on opposite sides of their family conflict. So not only does this monologue set up that Romeo is in love with Juliet at first sight, but it sets up this idea that they're opposite, that even though there's this intense attraction, they can't be together. How does it set up? Because of the figurative language. So he uses figurative language with black and white imagery to describe Juliet's beauty. She's like a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. So again, a shiny diamond on a dark skin background. She's a snowy dove, so a white bird trooping with crows or dark black birds. So she stands out because of how beautiful she is, which causes Romeo to fall in love at first sight. But black and white, they're opposing colors, the same way that the Montagues and the Capulets are opposing families. So in this initial description, we get the attraction, but we also, and so that shows us the central idea of love, but it also underlines the conflict as well. So it's love, and it's also conflict. Please use this paragraph as a model for the one that you have to write. Notice how I recycled the question. How does Shakespeare use his speakers, words, and phrases? Romeo's diction in this monologue conveys the central idea. So, like, I'm using key words from the question. Words and phrases, that's the same thing as diction. Convey a central idea. I'm talking about the central idea. You recycle the question, organize your paragraph around your claim. Don't forget to include evidence. So my claim is that the central idea is love and also conflict. I have multiple pieces of evidence in the text and an explanation that connects my evidence to my claim. So I describe how my black and white, light and dark evidence underlines that love is a central idea, but also conflict. So good luck with this, guys. Please ask questions if you got them. Study this model. Come back to this slide. Look at it before you do yours. Your practice activity today will also give you a great chance to prepare for your mastery check, because you can use the same monologue you do the practice activity with, you can use for your mastery check. Good luck. And let me know if you have any questions.